Now, if you have never thought about it, most of your success and everything you're going to achieve in this world, the status you're going to get, every step to the journey that what I will call your purpose in life, is on how best you can communicate. And in this episode, I'm going to just magnify the reality to you on why you need to work on your communication skills. Even those that are good at communicating, you still need to work on it. Now, everything in this world relies on how best you can communicate it. You can have the most ambitious ideas, you can have the most well-designed ideas, but if you cannot communicate them, if you cannot present the vision to people, then you're not ready to make it. You're not ready to benefit from that idea. Now, one may say that I've had this communication thing, but I'll tell you, I've tested the corporate world. Now, you meet very many successful guys and you meet very many talented guys, but you can see a very big difference from them. That actually the guys with the best skills, the guys with the exact credentials to ensure that they move faster in the corporate world are the guys that are not successful. Okay, they are relatively less successful than the rest. And why is that? Because the world actually appreciates or rewards different kinds of talents and skills. And the world right now rewards people who can communicate well, people who can communicate their value. Now, personally, I'm a graphic designer, and I have done work, and where I have not communicated well is where I have not benefited the most. Now, story time. I had a friend that I was working with back then, and this friend of mine was not as skilled as I am in graphics, but he was very good at communicating how valuable his work was. But you would look at the work from afar and you say, this is actually bullshit. I'm sorry to say, but this is actually not good work. But when you ask him, how much did you make? Man, guy would tell you crazy digits. And you would wonder, how is he doing this? But the only key he had was he knew how to communicate his value. Now, after some time and years of practice and everything, now I know how to pitch myself out there. It could be vulnerable, but also it helps me have an edge whenever I'm trying to pitch my graphics work out there. And I'm now benefiting a little better because I know how to give out my value. I know how to sell my value. The same thing with these rich guys we know of, the most influential people we know of. Let me give an example of Steve Jobs. I don't think Steve Jobs was a very good, let me say, electrical, whatever engineer they were, those guys that make the phones. I don't think he was the most skilled in the room, but he was a guy that had the right charisma and the ability to present his value or his vision to the team. Now, when he presented his vision to the team, we got to touch the first smartphone with a smart screen because there was someone that thought of it better. Yeah, at the time there was Nokia, there was those other guys in the same market, but Steve, because he had the ability to communicate well, he was able to sell that idea in his company to the people that were there, because at the time it was a new thing. And it's those disruptors. If you're a disruptor and you have a good tongue, then the world is going to reward you for that good tongue because you're able to communicate. It's the same thing with Obama. I can use Barack Obama, the first black president. Now, I was going through YouTube some time back. I was trying to look at what exactly made this guy good. What exactly made this guy reach where he reached. And there was nothing like Simania. He was a good everything was connected to communication. He was a good negotiator. Communication, that's communication. He was good at framing speeches. Communication. He was someone who could joke a bit and this. Communication. Because he knew how to communicate. He knew how to put out his charisma. He knew how to present himself. Oprah Winfrey. Why her show was very good is because if you sat in the chair and you are like a guest for her show, man, this chick would find a way of getting information from you. Because she knew how to communicate well. And that's how everything is. Communication is the best for everything. If you're not ready to work on how to communicate, you're going to be left behind, like a big, huge mile behind. All the successful politicians I've seen know how to communicate. During campus, during what, every successful person I've seen has an edge in communication. You find they know how to pattern their words together. They know the art to pattern their words together. Now, if you're like me and you're like, I think this Bezos guy is right, let me work on my communication, what should I do? Now, the first thing you need to do is to know your audience. To know your audience. Now, there are very many things you can talk about with everyone, and there are few things you can talk about with some few people. Now, if you want to grow up a corporate ladder, there are some things you're not going to just open your mouth about. And there are some things that, when the time comes, you say it. You need to know when to be candid and truthful. The right time, the right choice of words. Because however much I'm saying communication can be your route to success, it can be also the source and the route to your downfall. Because you can say something and people mistake it for something else. Because that's the power of the tongue. It has the power to create and also the power to destroy. You need to master the art of storytelling. Now, a good friend of mine once told me, actually it wasn't a good friend of mine. I listen to very many things and I tend to get a personal relationship with that kind of thing. Let me say a podcast, a YouTube channel. So at some point I may confuse them to be friends. I'm not a very lonely person. But anyway, back to the episode. Someone told me, I watched a video that said that stories are the PDF version of life. And what did they mean? Now, PDF, if you have a PDF file, you find that a PDF file can open in every kind of device. Every kind of device in which you can read a PDF can open. It can open on iOS, it can open on Android, it can open on Mac, it can open on Microsoft, it can open on Linux. PDF. So story is a PDF version of life. Everyone can understand life if you give them a story. So figure out a way of presenting whatever bulky thing, whatever complex thing in your life. Find a way of presenting it in a story. This is actually the main thing or the vital thing to the success of all comedians. If you don't know how to tell a good story as a comedian, you're not going to make people laugh. You're not going to actually succeed in the whole thing, because comedy is also story backed. So learn how to do your story. Learn how to tell the story. Learn how to frame the words together. And also remember to be concise. Don't yap, open your mouth all the time. Say very many things. Nah. And your body language. 55%, study shows that 55% of communication is non-verbal. You can't say you're tired when you look very strong, you look very happy, you look what? You can't say you're happy when your face is frowning, because the non-verbal, the body language speaks louder than the words, speaks louder than everything. Someone can easily see if you're interested in what they're saying or you're interested in what you're saying by just the way you posture yourself, the way your body is. And at the end of the day, for you to communicate well, you need to have a good ear. You should be able to listen like to the maximum, because once you can listen to people develop trust in you, people develop respect for you, people do everything about it for you because they know you can listen. And now, another case study I can give you before I end this is that know when to speak. I'm telling you to communicate, but that doesn't mean that every time you should come out and speak for yourself and express yourself, express your ideas because Bezos said so. No. Be that guy in the room that, if you're in a room of smart people, be the guy with a notebook. Please jot down everything people are saying, so that you become the brightest after. And it's even in the corporate world. Now, I'll give you a small scenario. If you are someone that in every strategic meeting, when they're trying to come up with good ideas and what, you just start talking straight away. You're just opening your mouth. You're saying things. Chances are that whatever you're saying may not benefit the people. So gauge first, is what I'm going to say going to benefit the people? Is it going to benefit the cause? Because at the end of the day, once people learn that everything that comes out of your mouth during brainstorming meetings or what does not benefit them, every time you'll want to speak, they'll switch off, even when you have good ideas. So choose when to speak, choose when to communicate. And we all know, even in relationships, if you guys can't communicate, it's gone. In every type, corporate or what. Most of the misunderstandings we have in our lives are because we communicated wrong, or someone said something different. I watched a TED talk where someone played an audio for people and was saying, "This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing." People were saying, "This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing." Now, he put for them visual clues and showed them. Now, this is embarrassing. Some of it was, "This isn't my receipt. This is what," because I think it was a British accent, so they could see different things. What am I coming to? Is that the way you may say something or the way someone may perceive something may be different on what you actually meant. So ensure that your communication is clear so that it does not cause the indifferences about communication. Because if you can't communicate, then life is going to be hard for you. Everything is going to be difficult. So, I think that's it for today. If you loved this episode, please check out all the other episodes. I've been doing this for quite a while, and I thank those that have been listening, tuning in every Monday. And yeah, I'm soon, and I'm still doing more for you. I'm going to try to get guests for you guys to listen to, so that you can get another voice to this. And also, yeah, I hope we keep listening, keep growing, and until next Monday, keep it at Bezos Chibozi. See you then.